Hey guys, welcome to episode number 41. Today is another DIY Wednesday, so welcome. And today we're going to learn how to build a Growout tub for your Livebearers. So come along with me and learn how to be a better aquarist. So here we are at my 55-gallon fish tank, and as you can see, the molly fry are starting to take over the tank. There were originally only 2 female breeders in here, and now there are dozens of fry and juvenile fish, newborns. You know, there's several generations in here, and so most Livebearers require 4 things that help contribute to their health and well-being, especially for the fry. The first is water quality. So do your water changes and make sure you have adequate filtration. The second is the water temperature. Most fry thrive in warmer water. The third is food. So make sure you feed at least 3 to 5 times a day, and make sure you're giving high quality live as well as flake food. And the fourth, which is often overlooked, is the water depth. Fry do best in shallow containers where it's easier for them to find their food, and the water depth here in a 55-gallon aquarium just isn't right for fry. They don't do as well, especially when they're mixed in here with adult fish. Really, all they need is about 6 inches of water. So the solution to that is a fry grow-out tub. So let's go build one. Alright, so in order to maximize your surface area and minimize your depth and avoid all of those expensive custom glass and acrylic tanks, I've gone straight to what works, and that's the sterilite tub. So what I have here is the 41 quart, which is 10 and a half gallon, or 10 and a quarter gallons, sorry, and the 28 quart, which is 7 gallons. 2 tubs. Both are cheap, both are affordable, and you can find them at Walmart or Target or any other store in large quantities for fairly cheap. This one, I believe, just for the single one was about $9, and this one here for the single one was like $5.50. So fairly affordable. So the goal here is to find the best way to accommodate a large number of fry within these tubs, especially if it's set up in a rack system, which can cycle the water within the tubs. So after looking at both of these tubs, I think that I prefer the 28 quart tub over the 41 quart tub, because the 28 quart tub has a flat side here where the handles are, and that will allow for an overflow to be drilled in the side as opposed to the bottom if you so choose, whereas the 41 quart doesn't provide that same feature here. But it's all up to you. I think that the 28 quart is a little bit easier to work with as well. Just the overall dimensions can fit several different ways, in your standard steel rack system. So I would like to note though that the 41 quart tub is a favorite of ball python breeders. I know a lot of ball python breeders out there who are making videos on YouTube, and they swear by the 41 quart tubs for their pythons, but obviously they're not filling their tubs with water. So I think that the truncated version here, the 28 quart tub, lends itself a little bit better to holding water over the long term. So those are the 2 tubs I have, but I think I'm going to be working with the 28 quart tub. So after I purchased my tubs, I went ahead and went into SketchUp to get a rough idea of what a rack system might look like. There are plenty of cheap steel shelves out there which will allow either 4 or 5 shelves of tubs, while easily being able to support the overall weight that's held within the tubs. I mean, if you're talking 21 gallons per tub per level, any steel shelf out there is going to be able to hold that. But to be considered one central system, we need to drill an overflow into each of the plastic tubs and then plumb a return line from a pump located in the sump down below, um, back up into the top of the tank. So each of these tubs would be full. The overflow allows the water to spill over and down into the sump, and then the pump returns it back up to the top. That way, you minimize the amount of stuff in each one of these tubs. Ideally, all you have is the overflow, and that's it. So to minimize the cost, one heater should be placed in the sump, and to minimize evaporation, you could even put the lids loosely over the tubs if needed. But this is my basic design. I'm not going to build out an entire rack because I don't have that kind of production volume. But what I will do is walk through how to drill and prepare a single tub for your fry. So I have to apologize for not capturing all of this, but I got in a fight with my camera. So what I did was drill the pilot hole through the plastic, and then I drilled the hole for my bulkhead, going very slowly into a block of wood, so as to not shatter my plastic. And then I went ahead and cleaned any burrs along the edges, and prepared my tub for my bulkhead, which I installed loosely, and then with a bead of silicone afterwards. Then I went ahead and cut my PVC so that I could attach it as a standpipe for my tub. So here's the finished product. What I did here was drill a hole through the center, and then I used a utility knife to remove any burrs. And then I took some silicone and applied it to the gasket on the inside, and then I screwed my bulkhead down tight. And then what I did was I took my PVC attachment and I cemented it to the piece of PVC tubing there to create my standpipe. And now I just have to let everything dry for 48 hours, and I'll be able to test fill my tub. It's important to note that this needs to be supported completely from underneath, meaning it needs to be on a shelf that has just a single hole in it to allow this bulkhead through, to continue your plumbing down to wherever your sump is. And if this water level is too high or too low, you can just swap out this standpipe with other standpipes of various lengths, or you can just cut down your PVC if you need to. What I did here was I installed it with Teflon tape so that I've got a seal here with the plastic, and then I've got a seal between the bulkhead and the PVC with Teflon tape. And then the PVC is obviously cemented together, so it should be completely leak free. And I'll give it a test fill in a couple days. So that's it. If you've got a bunch of them and if you have a steel rack, it's pretty easy to set them up together. But since I don't have enough space for that, and since I don't have enough fish for that, this will have to do for me. Just one fry growout tank for now. What I can do is add a pre-filter over the top of this. Basically just wrap it with a piece of sponge or a piece of netting or something to keep the fry from spilling out and over. But what I'll probably do is connect this to one of my tanks and then add the fry to it later on. So stay tuned for that update video. But for now, that's all I've got. Alright, guys. See you later.